I guess we're just gonna do what we do here on the Daily Drift and give a warm, a hearty, a hey, hi, hello, welcome to our official guest here on the program. Chatters and commenters, family of the Complex Daily Drift community, please welcome ILLENIUM.
Love the airline. What's up, guys?
What's up? What's up, my man? How are you?
Just chilling. How are you?
I'm chilling too. I'm having the greatest day in life. One, because I knew you were coming on to the show for a few weeks now, and I was like, the opportunity to talk to you is incredible. The alignment of you and it being National Puppy Day, and we have a puppy here on the show, is like almost too much for my heart to handle. Do you got a puppy?
I'm gonna do a puppy call. Oh yeah, we got puppies. I have like 3 dogs in the house right now.
We're going to have a whole puppy party here then today, but I do want to thank you so much for joining us here on the show. We have a lot of fans here in the chat who've been waiting for you, so give a what's up to everyone who's here in the chat right now.
What's up, chat? I need to get you guys so I can see you. I can't see it. How's
Chat is
doing
here
today?
and Chat is active. Chat is vocal, and we're going to let everyone know if you have a question for ILLENIUM, hit me with that hashtag #AskILLENIUM, and I'm going to start filtering through questions directly to you from the chat. We have some fans here from the Netherlands, DC, Miami. We've got Canada in the building, so we are very global and worldwide today, which I think is in a testament to your international talents that you bring to the table. I know that there's a lot happening. You've got some new music happening, but I want to rewind just a little bit because I'm told that during quarantine, you took up a few new activities as well outside of the music, something to keep your mind occupied, keep you active while festivals and touring and live shows weren't happening. I'm told golf, skiing, snowboarding. What's been your preferred method of kind of self-care and self-love outside of the music?
It's kind of been like seasonal. Like I've never had this much free time my whole life. So kind of trying to figure out like what really, kind of like lets me get out of it. Cause I'd love to be touring right now. That's what I really want to be doing, but to kind of like not be too focused on losing that. And like, I feel like I was golfing a lot. I got into snowmobiling really heavily this winter, which was like so fun. It's like, so peaceful. You can go into like areas that are just not really like traveled much, and it's been really dope. Mm-hmm. Oh, I got Peanut here. We can say hi for Puppy
Day. You got
Day
Peanut?
really fast.
Oh wait, let's bring out the pups. Come here, babe. Oh yeah. You want to meet another dog? Come on, baby. We got Peanut. Where's Peanut? We got Peanut and Savannah. Hi. Aww. Say hey to your dog friends. Hi. Say hi, Peanut. How old is Peanut?
Peanut just turned 2.
Peanut's a cutie. We've got this is a 3-month-old baby here. So this one's about to be a big dog, but she's a little baby right now. She's a foster with me for a couple of weeks. But you want to say hi to the people? Say hi to ILLENIUM and Peanut. Say hey. Hey, friends. So you said you've got Peanut 3 dogs?
Yeah, we have 2 in the house, and then my parents are in town with their dog too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a puppy mayhem.
We love it. Well, happy National Puppy Day to you and to Peanut and to all the cute little pups in attendance. I'm going to start just going in on some of these questions here. First, before we get into the Ask ILLENIUM hashtag, I do want to say, like, where were you able to snowmobile at? Because, like travel's been crazy. Where are you at in the world right now? And where's the best snowmobiling that you found?
I'm in Colorado, and the best spot for us is like Rabbit Ears Pass has been my favorite. It's up towards Steamboat. It's like 2 hours, 20 minutes from where I live. So it's not too bad. You can go up and like do a day trip if you want to, or you can go stay a couple days up there in an Airbnb, and it's all like pretty, it's nobody's there. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Do you find any kind of inspiration in that sense where you're like, I can get out, my mind is like free out in nature, just kind of in a different environment visually and like in a certain sense of energy where you're just like finding inspiration in any sense there?
I think it's like, I think what I really love about snowmobiling is like, or like skiing in general, but like you get to these areas where it's just complete still and like, in snowmobiling, it's completely untouched, like fresh snow and like quiet, and it's more of just like a mental recharge than like I'm not really like necessarily thinking about music. I think it's actually a time for me to not think about music, because when I'm home and I'm in the studio, my mind is like constantly going over ideas and like what I need to do next and what I want to like, oh, I want to do this with this song. And snowmobiling is kind of my time to like take a rest, mentally.
I love that. That certain sense of stillness. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty surreal. It's fun out.
That's amazing. Well, I do want to keep it here kind of centric because you mentioned Colorado. That's where you're at. And I want to just shift it over to Morrison, Colorado, where Red Rocks is. We do have a question here in the chat, and someone asked about the time that you played Red Rocks. What does that signify to you as an artist? Because we're finding so many more acts in the electronic space that have been playing Red Rocks over the years. The Alice in Wonderlands, Louis the Child, yourself included. What does that represent to you as an artist? And specifically coming from the electronic side of things, because it at one point was very rock heavy, for lack of a better word, but y'all have been owning that space for quite some time.
I think Denver and Colorado are just like, it's just a really special place, especially for like bass music and any electronic music. It's always kind of had like a really, really strong scene, and Red Rocks has just grown that even more because it's such a special place. And, it's kind of like, there's a sick show every weekend or every other weekend in Red Rocks. And it's like, it makes Denver a really special music city where it's not like, it's not quite like LA where it's like sessions every week and stuff like that, but it's more just like centered around the live atmosphere and like really getting out there. But the first time I played, the first time I headlined was in, 2018, and we did one night, and then the next year we had 3, and one of them got canceled because of snow in October. But it's my favorite venue ever, so we're definitely planning on coming.
It's a special venue for sure. I mean, as a fan of music and as a fan of nature, anyone, if you ever have a chance to go see a show at Red Rocks, especially if ILLENIUM is playing there, I implore you to do so. We talk a lot about, what's happening in the world right now and how live performances have changed. And you said, we're not traveling, we're missing the live experience. For you, though, what has been like something kind of, I don't want to say redeeming, but in order to connect with your fans in a live setting, what have you been able to accomplish over the course of the past year in terms of live streaming or doing exclusive one-off shows that are able to go out to fans? Have you found something that you're able to settle into?
Well, I was like, before the pandemic, I was kind of touring at an extreme high, traveling over 200 days a year, and just like, I was exhausted, honestly. And I didn't really realize how exhausted I was until I had to stay home. And I realized like I wasn't able, in those times, I wasn't really able to really like let go and be myself and just like spend some time enjoying where I'm at and make music. And like, I was just I wasn't like burnt out. Like like now I miss it to death. But at that point, I kind of made a decision that I wanted to just like spend some time focusing on myself and more focusing on new music that is going to like, I have more music than I have in a long time ready to go right now. Okay. So that's more been my focus. And I felt somewhat bad because I know the fans have been like really struggling through a lot of this stuff. And I felt like I wasn't fully there. But with all this music, I really feel like people are going to connect with it and really see why I was doing what I was doing and that it actually is worth it. At least I hope.
Yeah, no, I dig that. It's like you got to wait for the good things sometimes, and it's not that you completely have gone away, but sometimes you need time for yourself. And I think that's an admirable thing to admit. You're like, listen, I need to do some stuff here, and then we'll put the creativity back out there. But that brings me to a question here in the chat from M Poison using the hashtag #AskILLENIUM, and specifically about the music. When you did the mixes, Feel Something and Good Things Fall Apart, what was the impetus behind both of those? Because this user wants to know, they're so diverse from one another. Like these are so different sounds and styles. So what was the inspiration for either or both of those?
I mean, I've always been a huge fan of, like heavy rock, pop punk, like the whole span of rock music. And I feel like, and I've been a huge fan of electronic music. The past 10 years, I've been obsessed with electronic music. So I feel like it's just, they're both kind of different, varied blends of my take on electronic mixed with rock. And like Good Things Fall Apart is, it's one of my favorite songs I've ever made. And it's like more of just an anthem, sing, feel good. And like the lyrics to me just like took it over the top, because it just really, it catches my ear every time I hear it. Feel Something is like just emotionally like banger, like I wanted, and working with Excision, you get to like incorporate sounds you normally wouldn't. And it's like, he's such a talented dude. And I feel like it's a really cool blend of like more heavy, not metal, but like heavy rock versus more like pop punk kind of stuff.
Oh, I dig that. And I love that you have that rock influence as well, too. You collaborated with, was it X Ambassadors? Is it In Your Arms? Is that the track? Yeah. Yep. What's it like working with those dudes? Because, like, you talk about someone who has that emotional connection to music and that, like, really aggressive rock sound at the same time. Like, that track is fire.
Thank you. I'm a huge X Ambassadors fan. They're, like one of my top played songs the last like couple years was one of theirs, and that song really came together like pretty seamlessly actually. And I got to he came live and he sang at Staples Center, which is like it was just a guest performance, and I'm always like a little nervous about that, because it's like we're doing a tour, we're in like the flow of stuff, throwing something new, but he was like lights out, killed it. It was so sick. But yeah, I'm a huge fan. They're awesome. They're an amazing band, and super big fan.
Yeah, I think both X Ambassadors and yourself, and I've been fortunate enough to see both of y'all at various festivals around the world. You're both built for the festival stage, for that huge crowd that is just like pulsing and vibing, and it feels like one entity. It's like 20,000 people moshing out to your music, but it feels just like one being in one body. And I think that I get chills talking about it, because like I said, I'm lucky enough to have witnessed the evolution not only of your career, but to be able to see you in a live setting has been amazing. I just want to shout out a few of the fans here who have like similar questions, but I'm shouting out Will Breezy, Ricky, Illenium, Miss Diz, Jen, everyone here who's putting in the comments. We want to thank you so much. Here's one that's just a little bit off topic, but here on the show we talk about all kinds of things outside of music, including pop culture, movies, and fashion. Someone wants to know about the hoodie you're wearing. What is it? Where can I get it? What you rocking today?
You know what? I literally don't even know the brand. I got this. I was doing a photo shoot almost a year ago, and the guy who was helping me out like get all my stuff, he was wearing this, and I like fell in love with it. And he was like, I just bought it right off him. He hooked it up. He's a man.
It's dope. It kind of fits the whole vibe of like the scenery behind you right now.
Yeah, I know. It's one of my favorite. I kind of live in it this whole quarantine.
That's fire. I do want to get a question in here from Ricky OMFG. If you weren't a producer, if you weren't doing the music that you're doing right now, like any other job outside of what you're doing, what would your profession be?
Probably, I feel like I've always gotten into like video editing. And like, I feel like I could kind of lose myself in like learning the like animations or some sort of video game realm. Like I love that kind of stuff. It's like it's so creative in its own realm. You can, whether you're just making like a still graphic art or you're making fully animated scenes or something like that, that I could totally lose it on that.
Yeah. What games are you into? We talk about gaming a lot here on the show as well. We're able to connect in game with the fans here from time to time. Is there any game, especially like during the last 12 months or so, that you've really taken to, or something that's kept you occupied?
Yeah. I'm a pretty big like PC gamer nerd, and I play like a kind of hardcore like first person shooter called Escape from Tarkov a lot. And then I played Call of Duty. I played I've been playing Apex a little bit more now. But yeah, all over the place. I took like a month and a half video game break like this past month and a half, just because I needed to be in the studio every day pretty much. But yeah.
Yeah. But it's such a nice escape. So we love to hear what people are playing, what they're gaming, what they're streaming. I'm going to move things back into the music realm just a little bit. And this is a question I absolutely love, and I feel like this is perfect for you, someone who's into the video editing but coming into the music world as well. Invisible Circus wants to know and has mentioned Junkie XL, Daft Punk, some tracks like that. They've crossed into film scores. Would you consider it? And what type of film would you want to work on?
Yeah, I mean, I've always I feel like that's something I would love to dive in after, what I'm doing. I mean, if an opportunity came now, I would like absolutely love to do it. I feel like it's been a thing that I would love to do it with Trevor, said this guy who I work with a lot. Like we love that type of stuff, and we love listening to like different scores and stuff like that. And it'd be an amazing experience, but I feel like the opportunity just has to be presented really.
Yeah. I mean, I can absolutely see you in that space. If not a film score, then maybe a video game score as well too. It's another space in which musicians are getting a lot of shine, and I think that's a seamless blend for you. Not to add any more tasks onto your already overloaded plate, but let's talk about the new music. A lot of people shouting out here the collab that you have with Ian Dior and the new music that you put out earlier this year. How did that collaboration come about? There's quite a few, so I'm just shouting out like lump sum. Thank you all for that question. Talk about the collaboration with Ian Dior.
Yeah, Ian's awesome. So I was working on a demo of that song, and I've been a fan of Ian for a while, and we kind of just like linked up through managers, and we were chatting about it, and it got done within like a week. Honestly, it was like so fast and then ready to go. And he's like his voice changed the whole song. I feel like he made it really, really like special. And I mean, I had the song stuck in my head forever. But yeah, he's so talented. He FaceTimed me like the other day, and I think we're going to mess around with some more ideas, but he's like really good dude. Can't wait to see his like new album and stuff that he's working on.
Yeah, I mean, your collaboration list reads like a laundry list of some of my favorite vocalists and emotive singers. Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 fame and Angels and Airwaves is so freaking sick. I was like, this seems like something that already should have had happened, and then when it did, it's just mind-blowing. What does that represent to you? Because I'm like I literally I get chills just when I get stoked on stuff. I'm like I'm a big fan. Like you'll never find a bigger super fan than me, and I'll be the first one to admit it. But Tom as well, like an artist that speaks volumes. The catalog is incredible. Blink-182, the stamp that they put on pop music, I want to call it. It's not just rock. It's not just emo. It's popular music carried through of our generation. So to have him on a song with you, that's got to be like just awesome. Yeah.
I mean, Blink was probably like the most listened to band I've ever listened to my whole life. So like it was definitely surreal for me. Like even talking to him, he's the nicest guy in the entire world. And it's like, but it was so hard for me not to just lose my fanboy out. Like I was so like ready to just jump. But yeah, that one came together super seemingly too. I kind of had worked something. I had like a similar-ish demo, and then when we started working together, it changed really dramatically. But I love where it ended up. It's like it's a really cool blend, and I feel like it's like banger meets really like aggressive vocal, and kind of it's way different for me. Like the verse, especially the verse stuff, like there's some cooler sounds that I would never have used without working with him. And his guitar like playing and guitar tones is just so iconic. I can't I was geeking out big time.
Yeah, if you as the artist geeking out, us as the fans of both you and he as well too, like huge geek out moments for us for sure. Hardstyle Homo has been here since the beginning of the show, so I just want to give a special shout out to them, watching and streaming from the Netherlands, and they want to know you already did a remix for her, so can we please have a collaboration with Halsey?
I would love to. There's nothing in the works right now. We've done like a couple things that haven't really seen the light of day, but yeah, there's, hopefully one day. I have faith.
Okay, I've got faith in it too. I feel like you're at this point now where people are kind of like chomping at the bit, ready to work with you, because your catalog and your production work speaks for itself, and I think that's entirely commendable. Bringing us into where we're at today on this Tuesday, March the 23rd. When's the new music coming? This question, it's coming
very soon.
Yeah. They want dates, they want names, they want features. I have no names.
I can't give them any yet. I was like ready to like say a bunch of crap, and I was specifically told I'm not allowed to yet. So I think
I got the same note as you. They were like, don't say anything.
I'm very close to being able to like, it's not far off. There's like going to be a couple more singles and then the album, and it's gonna be rolling out really. And I'm excited. I can't say anything more.
Okay. I mean, that excites us as well too. It's the biggest tease of all, but we appreciate you being like, listen, I like legally and probably can't say anything. So I appreciate you even mentioning any of that. Signing with 12 Tone, which was like a different move for you as well too. How did that come about, and where does that put you creatively right now? What is the process for you in terms of signing with someone new and now creating under this umbrella?
I think it's been like amazing, honestly. The 12 Tone family is just like, I really fell in love with them because they're fans first, not just all business. And it's like, and it's not the major label kind of like working with the major labels and stuff was good and beneficial. And I really enjoyed my time there, and they're all amazing people, but I just felt like the whole system isn't really perfect. And I felt like where I was going with 12 Tone, I could really feel like do whatever I want and make as much music as I want in whatever realm I want. And like, it's just totally free. And we have complete like creative control over art and like all this stuff, you know, and we really good friendships with like the heads of the labels, and like they're good people, and I really care about them and they care about me personally. So it's been really awesome, and it's going to be a great base for me to move, to make some more moves with other stuff too.
I dig that. I love that so much. I think, like I said, your creativity and your talent is incredible, and to hear and see more new music is always something special. Hedged Us Official has a question using the hashtag #ILLENIUM. You had mentioned a song you made that was even more emotional than Take You Down. Is that going to be part of the new album, or is it one that's already been released?
It is part of the album. It's not out. It's more...
Okay.
It's the closer on the new album, and it's just like it's a really personal kind of thing. I'll get more about it when it comes out, so that you guys can kind of have a reference to what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's not really about my story, but it's about, you know, in the same realm of Take You Down-ish, and it's personal to me and who I worked with on the song about it.
Okay. Are you gonna make us cry?
It's
me?
Yeah, it fucks me up, honestly. It really fucks me up. It like my mom can't listen to it without crying. It's just it's really meaningful for me to kind of like put it out there about mental health and about addiction, and like, you know, not without being preached, just about how it really is in everyone's life and how it can be effective, you know. But yeah.
Outside of that one, what's the last song that made you cry or really put you in your feels? Not necessarily one of yours, but anything that you've heard that you were just like, oh, fuck, I feel something.
I Prevail Hurricane. I Prevail Hurricane for sure. That song, man, that song is just like a smack in the face. And I love how it like goes into like the hard metal, like screaming part, and like it just feels so good. So good. Such a good song.
I like low-key on my own channel here on Twitch, I do these DJ sets, and last week I was like, I just feel like playing this new metal set, and then it like verged into this emo territory as I was like getting more in my feels. I was playing like some Finch and some just freaking like screaming into the mic, and everyone was like, who are you? We don't know you like this. But I was like, no, but these songs are important to me, and it makes you feel something.
Yeah, good.
And I feel like when people have that emotional connection to music, which I feel like so many people do with you, you cross the line from just being a creator, being an artist, you become this kind of emotional release for people. And I feel like that's a very special trait. And it's not necessarily you go out with that intent to be like, I'm going to put everyone in their feels now, but you just do that by nature of being authentic to what you do. And I think that that's incredible.
Yeah.
When you first started making music and you were looking at the people that inspired you, was there any artists out there that kind of put you in your feels or put you in that space where you're like, I feel what they're doing and this is what I wanted to do?
Yeah, I mean, when I first got obsessed with electronic music, it was definitely like Seven Lions and Glitch Mob and like Porter. Like, I would listen to those songs like so much and just over and over and over and like try to figure out how they're doing what they're doing and totally fail at trying to like recreate a similar version of it. And it was like, you know, like a year and a half of pretty much producing every day, trying to like get that same emotional response that I got out of listening to it. And then when I started like going to shows and like seeing shows at Red Rocks and stuff, like you get a whole different version of that. So I got really, really like addicted to that feeling, and finally like trying to make it my own. And then, you know, that was really special, where you really feel like, oh wow, I did that to myself in the studio. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's really special. Yeah.
It's crazy when you're tapped in like that, and regardless of anyone who creates or does or puts out their art or just their emotion or vulnerability out in that space. Do you ever hit like a space where you're like you said, like, oh shit, I can't believe I just did that. Like there are times where like if I'm doing an interview or I'm DJing or I'm talking to someone and I'm like, wait a second, where is this coming from? And then you just like, you kind of give yourself over to the experience and surrender to like, hey, I'm putting my most real, raw self out there, and that shit just feels good.
100%. Yeah, I feel like there's so many happy accidents that happen in producing, where you're like, you might be stuck on something and you like love a part of it, and then you're just stuck on this one part, and then randomly like it just happens. It's like almost out of your control. Like you're messing with stuff and you know how to do it, but it's like, and then you're just like, wait, how did that? And then you like are obsessed. And then you listen.
I was talking, and you spoke about like mental health and whatever, and I'm a big proponent of that. And I was actually talking to my therapist a few weeks ago, and they were like, I need you to stop using the statement, I don't know where that came from, when like something awesome comes out of you, because you know where it came from. It came from you. Like it literally came from out of your brain and your knowledge. And he's like, I need you to stop being like, oh, I don't know where this came, like as if I'm like surprised that I'm like as smart as I am or knowledgeable about a certain thing.
Yeah, that's such a good point.
It's a good sentiment to have. Yeah, give yourself some love, give yourself some credit. Like, you know where it came from you somehow. And more music coming from you. And I want to shout out one of these questions in the chat. We just had it in the featured chat, and I missed it. Can you put it back up here? Chelsea, producer. What was the question about the USBs in Denver? I wanted to shout out the user who just had that. You handed out USBs with your music in Denver. Was that anybody's thought of...
It was 10 seconds. So it was 30 seconds split into 3 of first time. The first 30 seconds of first time, and I went and I got to meet like some of my. It was so fun because I haven't gotten to see kind of people face to face, and it was so good to actually see people and like connect with some like really, really nice people. It was great.
So you put them on like a little Easter egg hunt for new music.
Yeah, I kind of just like, it was kind of funny because I was like, I hope they're not like freaked out or creeped out by this. But like, we had someone who works on my label. It's like the top 3 merch buyers in Denver, and we have their information. So she just sent him a text message. It was like, hey, I'm coming over.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, it's fucking weird.
Yeah. Okay.
I just showed up. Yeah, I'd be kind of sketched out. But everyone was totally friendly. It was all good.
They're super dope. Yeah, shouts out to Matthew the Caveman. There's the featured chat, the question right there. Thank you for that question. We got a question here from Zingy22. In Nurko's recent concert, he played a track called Sideways, which he said, his words, was a collab with you. Is that something we can look forward to hearing from you in the near future?
Very soon. Very, very soon.
Very soon. I love your specificity of answers.
Very, very soon.
It's not soon. It's very soon, guys. It's coming.
It's the next one.
It's the next one. I'll take that. M7 Creative says, we know we can't get the album title, but can we get the album, like a tease of what the album title is? Is it a place, a person, a feeling? Like what is the tease? Can you drop a tease of it? It starts with the letter something.
It doesn't start with the letter A.
Okay.
But I've already said that. But it's like, oh gosh. I kind of like look at it like it's a step away from Ashes Awake Ascend was a trilogy, and that is done. But it's still to me it's like still in the same like universe-ish, where it's like where it's kind of referencing it, and it's kind of referencing that path that I love of a phoenix and of rebirth and like finding yourself and healing and stuff like that. So it's somewhat in the same life cycle, and it has been teased in the music videos. Like if you really, I feel like once I announce the album name and you go look at the music videos, you're going to be like, whoa, but it might be kind of hard.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
So you're dropping USBs on the streets of Denver, and you're dropping Easter eggs in your videos for people to virtually hunt for to go and get the album title.
Nobody's gotten it yet. I've seen a lot of ideas, but nobody has gotten it yet, which I'm kind of happy about because a lot of people guessed Ascend, which is kind of easy when it's all A's. How many A's can you come up with? But
Facts. Well, there's a few here. There's like Ignite, Unity,
nope.
Revive, Descend.
It's 2 words.
It's 2 words. Okay. So fans of Illenium, the new
even
album,
harder.
2 words, and it's nothing that you've guessed so far. Amanka here has a good question. Tomorrowland, you were supposed to perform at the most recent one, but obviously everything has been on hiatus. That festival is something so special and so meaningful, not only to the artists that play it, but to fans alike. I think it speaks volumes to the passion that everyone has to come together and congregate just for good emotional electronic music. Do you have any plans? Or I know that like festivals are kind of starting to come back, Ubbi Dubbi, and there's a few other that have been announced, like Life is Beautiful is coming back in Vegas. Whether or not these things are taking place, are you already starting to have conversations with you and your team about potentially getting on lists for festivals?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely been some announced. We have Life is Beautiful, Ubbi Dubbi, which is kind of, we're still not really comfortable to make a for sure statement on that yet. And then Tomorrowland, I don't know exactly. Europe is just kind of in a different, I don't know exactly what's going on there. We were planning on it, and hopefully I didn't just say something I'm not supposed to. But yeah, we were planning on one weekend, which was confirmed last year, and then I heard they were thinking about moving it. I don't really know where it's at.
Yeah,
but I would love.
I think no one. Yeah, no one really knows where anything is at right now. There's like the intentional plan of like, we're gonna do some stuff, but at the same time, it's an amazing space to kind of be in, where we're able to connect virtually like this, and it's a conversation that I have with a lot of people, musicians, actors, athletes. This space isn't going anywhere. Like, we're still going to be here. I think this has just elevated the connectivity that if you're not able to travel to a festival, even when these live experiences do come back, like Coachella's been live streaming on YouTube for a million years. And now here on Twitch, we've seen things like Proximity and Digital Mirage and things that are coming out here where we're able to connect with artists in this capacity. And if you're not able to travel because of the world, that's one statement to it. But then it's like, on top of that, if it's in a city or a country that eventually you just don't have the funds, you can still connect with artists. So I think the fact that you're able to get on here and join us not only here, but be able to connect with your fans in the space that you do, I think is a beautiful thing.
It is.
We have it's incredible. I mean, if you're not already leaning into the digital space, I feel like people are get on board, because we're not going anywhere. I do want to ask you a little bit about the digital space. Have you done any research, investigation into the NFT life, the non-fungible tokens, and create in that way?
We actually have one lined up. That's actually coming really soon. I was probably going to make an announcement about it today or tomorrow.
Okay.
But yeah, it's coming very soon.
Everybody get their NFTs ready. What's it's video, art, music? Tease us?
I guess I can just announce it now. It's like it's a 5-year anniversary of Ashes, which Ashes was like my first album, and there were only very small amount of real vinyl sold. So we're doing like an NFT repress ish, where there's unique visuals that go along with each song, and then there's going to be an auctionable item as well, which is like the whole NFT version of the record. And that's, if you don't know anything about NFTs, it's like, I'm going to start explaining a lot more over the next few days after I officially announce it. But yeah.
I mean, it's an incredible space. It's super exciting, and I know it's something that I know this much about, and I need to know way more about, because we're in this space, like I said, this digital space that we're in. I mean, it's a great way for artists to connect and create in a different and new and exciting way. Yeah, did you happen to see
crazy.
Blau made $11 million.
I'm good friends with Justin. He's such a good guy. He was just, I've been talking to him pretty frequently, and it's just insane. He's been getting so hit up by every single person now, and it's a crazy space right now.
Yeah, it's
he's
absolutely incredible. Yeah, well, I'm glad to see that you're in this space as well too. Like Illenium just said, special 5-year anniversary NFT repress of the vinyl, etc., etc. So make sure that you follow him on all the socials and spaces so that you don't miss out on an opportunity to own something like that. If you've just joined us here as part of the program, Hannah Rad, Daily Drift, Illenium is here in conversation with us, not only about new music, but about cute puppies too, because it's National Puppy Day. We've covered a lot of territory here in the conversation. Is there anything that you want to say specifically to your fans to connect with them? Like you said, you kind of took some time away, created the new music. You haven't gone anywhere. You just went a little quiet in terms of being able to connect and do anything. Is there anything that you want to just give a shout out to the fans right now? Because there's tons of people here in the chat. Like I can't even keep up with all the comments. So anything that you just want to just
I don't have it open right now.
Give them a statement.
The lag would mess me up. Let me look at some
It's all good.
Any collabs
They're asking about
with Gavin?
labels. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm working on a couple things with Trevor. Yep.
Sick.
Let me keep up here. Do you help design any of your merch or jerseys? Yeah, I help design some of it. Laura is like really talented. My girlfriend Laura, if you don't know, she's really talented at that stuff. So she kind of takes the lead on it, and then because I'm honestly not that amazing at that stuff. But yeah, there's some really cool drops coming that she's like really involved with. Any mid-tempo? Yeah, I got some stuff.
Fire.
Are the NFTs very expensive? Some of them will be, and then we're trying to do some more. We're trying to kind of do all of it, so it's not totally outpricing, but it will definitely be a thing that you need to get on ASAP when it's releasing. What are your thoughts on Nurko? I love Nurko. We have a collab coming soon. He's amazing.
Sick.
DMB though, I do have a DMB song.
Ooh, no, you don't.
Yeah, I do. I don't know if it's going to get released. I don't know if it's going on the album, but it's going to get released. And it's, I won't, I'm spoiling stuff. All these questions are making me spoil stuff.
I'm giving you like very leading questions and just kind of letting you go with it. I'm just like, I'm just gonna drop like part of this sentence of a question and let you go back. A D&B track from Illenium. Y'all heard it here on A Daily Drift. Alice in Wonderland is a name that has popped into the chat a few times here.
Yeah,
also
she's awesome.
Collab, back-to-back set. Like she's a Red Rocks fave as well too.
She's
what are your thoughts on a collab?
Too. We like talked about doing one. She's doing her own thing right now, and I'm finishing my album. She has hers too, and it didn't really work out in our timelines now, but I'm sure it'll happen at some point.
All right. Well, I'm excited for whatever's to come out of your camp. It's exciting to see that you're in the NFT space. Exciting to see that new music is coming with that 2-word as yet to be named album title that no one's figured out yet. And I'm gonna let you go here in just a second, but I want to thank you so much for your honesty, your authenticity, and the way that you approach your music and creativity. I think it's an amazing space that you're in, and the way that you're able to connect with fans emotionally and musically. It's an amazing thing. Your fans here love you so much, and I want to thank everyone who came here into the chat as well for Illenium here on The Daily Drift. Where are we going to find the new music and the NFT and the everything? Like, where should we follow you? Is it here at your tag Illenium?
Everything on, everything's at Illenium, Twitter, Instagram. It'll all be on my stories everywhere. I post most on Twitter, probably and Instagram, but yeah, everywhere.
Okay. All right. Well, if you're not already following Illenium, please go do that. Yes, it is my absolute pleasure to have you here on The Daily Drift today. Yeah, and say what's up to Peanut for National Puppy Day.
I will. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Illenium.
Love you. Peace.